Hi, I'm Richard Redmond, host of The Play's the Thing. Just when you thought Christmas was over, this is our post-Christmas show. Short story, Santa in the Hudson Valley, told by that storyteller, Jonathan Kruk.
Greetings all, I'm Jonathan Kruk, teller of tales here in the Hudson Valley, with a little story called Santa Claus in the Hudson Valley. Now some people say, well, Santa's just a spirit, but this story says otherwise. Now it happened, many years ago, in what's called the Great Depression. A family found themselves close to Christmas, sitting round, and there was no goose getting fat. Why, they were getting thin with worry. They barely had more than a few pennies to rub together, let alone enough to go out and buy presents or set up a tree. The children, however, as children always will be, wanted to have some kind of Christmas. The parents said, "We can't do very much, but perhaps when Christmas morning comes, we can lift our spirits with a song and feel the love we have for one another, and let that be our gift." Well, the children knew that their parents were trying, and knew that their parents were right, that love is a gift, the greatest gift. But still, they wanted real gifts. At least a gift of warm gloves, a coat, a hat, maybe some nice socks too. So, first they thought, we need to get a tree. They went out and found a likely little fir. They brought it down and brought it in. They decorated it with whatever they could find round the house. They took sheets of newspaper, looped them together, and made paper rings and garlands. They made paper garlands. They then went and took some old tin cans and managed with scissors to cut out stars without cutting their fingers, and adorned the tree with that. They stood it in an old bucket with dirt, and there it was. And it seemed to them that this was all they were going to get for Christmas, what they could make. But before night, Christmas Eve night, fell thick and fast and filled with stars and promises, they put their hands together and offered up a most fervent wish and prayer. "Oh, we pray that Santa Claus may come. Santa Claus may come." When Christmas morning came bright and sharp, the children went leaping up out of their beds. They ran right into the living room, which, why, it wasn't much more than your arms stretched out from wall to wall in this living room. But this living room, with a little tree, homemade decorations adorning it, had right there a great sack. When the children opened it up, what did they find but gifts of every kind, shape, and color? They pulled them out. "This one's for me. This one's for Mom. This one's for you. This one's for Dad." And the laughter that began to ring through the house got the parents up and out of bed. What do you suppose they're laughing about? Do you really think they're showing the good spirit we said they should show? Are they singing a song? Sounds like something more. Well, it was indeed something much more. When the parents looked upon the gifts, they laughed and said, "How can it be? Is there really a Santa Claus?" Well, the kids said, "Of course there is, Mom and Dad. Can't you see by the presents here?" "Well, you didn't get any gifts, did you? You didn't rob a bank to buy some presents, did you?" "No, how could you dare say such a thing? I don't know any more where these presents came than you." The children heard the whispering. "Mom, Dad, don't you know who brought these presents? Santa Claus." The parents still were not sure. And after they opened up the gifts and found gloves and scarves and boots and even some nice books, and the children found presents, little dolls and rubber balls and a baseball bat, they all went outside The ground had been covered with fresh fallen snow. They looked round. There were no footprints, but there was a telltale sign that will tell you this tale is true. On the roof, they saw distinctly 2 marks, noting that's where a sleigh had landed. And when they looked all the more closely, they discovered paw prints, hoof prints, I should say, of the reindeer. There were no other tracks around. And the adults, they reported this in town. And it was reported all about the Hudson Valley. And it even appeared in the local papers. Santa Claus visits a poor family. Not someone giving gifts from a church, not charity, but the real St. Nicholas, the true Santa Claus, had delivered presents to that family here in our Hudson Valley. And so, my friends, who may be saying, "Humbug, there's no Santa," you do some wishing and praying around this time of year, especially if times are proving hard. And you may just find yourself a proven true believer in the mystical, magical ways of Santa Claus. And I am your storyteller, Jonathan Kruk. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Merry Christmas.